Everyone and their mother is talking about moving to Vietnam right now. It's the most booming destination in Southeast Asia. It's the most booming destination in the world at the moment. But here's the thing that people will be very surprised to hear. I believe that Cambodia is better set up for people to just pack their bags and move to. And in all honesty, I prefer living in Cambodia. Now look, I know Vietnam has the skyscrapers, the endless sea of motorbikes, and the funny TikToks of people trying to cross the road without getting run over. But when it comes to living there long term, it's not as set up for you as people think, and Cambodia is much more underrated as a expat destination. In the video, I'm going to go through why I prefer living in Cambodia. Okay, first of all, what kind of guy would I be without giving Vietnam its credit? It's not like people are wrong. It's an incredible destination. It's an incredible country, and if you get the chance, you should definitely go and visit. You've got the delicious world-rated food. The pace of development is extremely fast. Every time you visit Saigon, there'll be a new skyscraper in the central business district. And the best thing I liked about Vietnam was the young people. They're incredibly hardworking. They're well educated. A lot of them are in college and working side jobs, side hustles. And there's a big entrepreneurial spirit. They're the most hustling people I've ever seen. So I want to say, without any shadow of a doubt, for good reason, Vietnam is popular. But here's the thing, visiting a country and enjoying the tourist things, hopping around from place to place, whatever you want to do, is way different than packing your bags, moving to the place, setting up shop and integrating. They're totally different things, and I believe that people are mixing and muddling the two things. Living in Vietnam is way harder than the TikToks make it out. And I found this myself, and after talking to a lot of people who've lived there, we've come to the conclusion that Vietnam is, despite what people say, it's advanced level. It's the equivalent of everyone packing their bags and moving to India. The first thing is the language barrier is real. Out of all the countries I've been to, it's the one that I've struggled with to communicate the most for many different reasons. I'll go through them now. Number one, my Vietnamese is terrible. I don't know about you. Mine is brutal. It's an incredibly difficult language to learn. I know one guy that managed to do it, but it took him a few years. I know there's plenty of people, maybe you're one of them, and really it's impressive because the tones are not so easy to catch. You'll say a word to a Vietnamese person, like Xin Chào. That's my best attempt at hello. They'll reply, no, it's Xin Chào. And you'll say Xin Chào. And they'll say, no, that's not it. So I really struggled with that. I didn't get past the basics at all. Every time I tried, my tone was wrong and I couldn't hear. And I couldn't hear the difference in the tones at all. It will take you a long time. Number one is my Vietnamese is horrific. Number two is, outside of Saigon, English is not that widely spoken. Now, to be fair to a lot of the young people, and in tourist areas in particular, you'll find some people that are very good. But in general, compared to the other countries, it's not spoken at all, I would say. You'll struggle to order basic things. You'll order the wrong coffee, I don't know how many times. Now, some of them were unexpected nice surprises, but you'll order wrong coffees a lot, order the wrong food. Look, maybe that's just me, but that happened to me a lot. And then a lot of people, I get a lot of comments saying, oh, you're not making the effort, you need to use Google Translate. And what I say to that is, Google Translate is great for getting basic communication across, but it's very hard to have meaningful, enjoyable conversations with people using Google Translate and waiting there for a few minutes to type it out back and forth. People do it. I don't want to do it because it's just not enjoyable for me. If you really want to communicate with people in Vietnam, you have to learn Vietnamese, which is, I believe you should try and learn the local language anyway, regardless of the country you're in. Vietnamese is just difficult, so pencil that in. Bureaucracy. Now, because of my lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. I didn't have to deal with too much of this in Vietnam, thankfully, but apparently, from what I've been told, the red tape is horrific. It's the most difficult of all the countries to get things done. Businesses, opening businesses, marriages, marriage visas, things like that. So expect it to be slow. Expect to go to offices multiple times and be told, no, come back tomorrow. Expect it to always change. And the last thing that you should definitely prepare yourself for is the noise. Vietnam, because of the population density, there's far more people packed into a smaller space. It seems to be at a decibel higher than everywhere else you'd go. Even being in the city center in Kuala Lumpur is more relaxed, is more calm than being in the suburbs of Dalat sometimes. Oh, there's thunder. Some people say, oh, just go to a quiet place, but you're probably not going to be living in rural farmland Vietnam. And in general, in the places you're going to be living, just expect the noise to be that bit higher. The traffic noise, obviously, people tend to speak louder in Vietnam. What we would call arguing is actually just normal speaking level. And also, I think this is just common everywhere, but maybe I noticed it a lot now that people pull out the phones and the phone is at full volume and TikToks are playing, Instagram Reels are playing, and they're kind of competing. The locals are immune to it, but if you're not from there, you'll probably get annoyed by it after a while. So yeah, look, at the risk of sounding complaining, I just want you to know that Vietnam is way more difficult to settle in than it's showing on the Instagram Reels. Okay, so Cambodia, why I believe it's actually underrated. It doesn't get the same love as Vietnam at all. There's not many people talk about it. There's a stereotype that it's terrible, but that's definitely part of the charm. So in general, first of all, Cambodia is just way easier for the normal person to pack their bags, get everything ready and fly there and live there long term. Vietnam, you'll find, despite all of its plus points, at every corner there's some friction that you just have to fight against. For example, something simple, I couldn't get a SIM card everywhere else I went to. You go there, you'll get a SIM, no problem. In Vietnam, all the places I went, checked my passport, saw the stamp and said, no, we can't give you a SIM card. So just small day-to-day things like that won't be as easy. Cambodia is not like that. Cambodia, you just rock up, get the visa, you can get a 1-year visa, all you have to do is pay. All you have to do is send your passport to Phnom Penh, pay the money with the agency, and then 10 days later you get a 1-year visa. There's no easier one than that. Vietnam, even with the hard day-to-day living, there's also no easy visa. You'll be doing border runs. Now the investor visa they're talking about, which would be good. Now the cost of living is actually funny. Both countries are incredibly affordable. I would say Vietnam slightly less expensive, but this will shock a lot of people. I found Cambodia to be more convenient. I know the infrastructure is not as good. That's a given. But simple things like creatine. I wanted to find creatine, magnesium and zinc. They sold all of that in a supermarket in Siem Reap. It was so easy to find. Anywhere, any supermarket in Cambodia had protein, and then there's supplement shops around there. Vietnam, I had to go looking in Saigon. I found one store. It took me pretty much a day to find it. And when I went there, they had what I wanted, but not the brand that I wanted. Cambodia had every brand you could think of, all the brands we know. Just small things like that kept happening in Vietnam, and the flow was always interrupted. Cambodia, you'll just mosey on in, and you'll be able to get everything that you want, even though it's slightly more expensive. But I'd say the living cost, you'd want to be penciling in $1,200 for both. I think it's fair. Okay, the people in Cambodia will make it really special for you. That's really the big thing. The Cambodian people are incredibly kind, welcoming, friendly, obviously. but you'll feel way more welcome in Cambodia. Not saying the Vietnamese, they're great people, but it takes way longer to get to know them. They're far more reserved at first. It's obviously a cultural thing. I'm not sure exactly where it comes from. Maybe there's a bit of French infused in the culture. Even though that's just the polite thing, if you're from abroad, it's gonna feel cold. Don't get me wrong, they're incredibly friendly people. It's just not the way that we do it. It's not the way that we're used to doing it. So you'll feel cold at times, you'll feel kind of shunned. Obviously, it's not intentional, but in Cambodia, you'll never have felt as welcome in any country, I believe, as Cambodia. They are the friendliest people I've ever seen. And I just want to say both, look, Vietnamese are very kind and curious about you also. It just takes way longer to get to know them. And funnily enough, despite what people may think, English is far more widely spoken in Cambodia than Vietnam. Okay, one more thing. I prefer the pace of life in Cambodia. I prefer a little bit more chilled out, less chaotic. Vietnam is the opposite of chilled out. It's intense. It's a threat on your nervous system at all times. We're just not used to that kind of madness. Don't get me wrong, some of you will thrive in it, but others, people like me, it'll get overwhelming maybe after a while. Vietnam is like a loud nightclub that you go to enjoy yourself, but Cambodia is like a chill cafe where you'll go day to day and settle in much more easily. So yeah, like I said, Vietnam, I don't want to take anything away from it. It's the king of tourism right now. It's taken over from Thailand for sure. You have Da Nang, Hanoi, Saigon, Hoi An, everyone's flying there. But if you actually want somewhere to move, and you're thinking long term and you're not sure, maybe Vietnam, maybe Cambodia, maybe wherever, just know that Cambodia will be easier for you to settle in. I definitely want to say that some people love Vietnam and some people won't like me saying that it's hard to live in because they're married to it. Maybe they fell in love with a Vietnamese woman, which I can understand, absolutely. They learned the language, maybe they're there for work. They have some investment or some reason to be in Vietnam and they have a reason to make it work. So they'll fight through all the friction. For retirees or slow travelers, slow livers, or for people like me just looking for a nice base, you won't necessarily have the incentive to do what it takes to survive there. So I think that's the fairest way to say it. The people that have done well there have had a big reason to stay. And my friend is married to a Vietnamese woman. He learned the language. He had to learn it. He's fully invested in the country. He has a business there. He won't leave there. But for a lot of people, they will leave. So yeah, I would say if I was to equate it in a dating analogy, you know I love my analogies. Vietnam is like the very attractive, popular girl. She's flashy, she's fun, she's on Instagram stories all the time. But she also might bring you a lot of drama. I would say Cambodia is more of an underrated one. Not as many people give her the attention, but she's relaxed, she's relatable. And if you stick with her, she might just treat you better in the long run. So yeah, that's it guys. I'm not trying to say Vietnam is not good. It's incredibly good. You definitely have to visit and it deserves the hype. But I just want you to separate being a tourist and being an expat. And I believe that people aren't doing that and they're not really being fair. It's far more advanced. It's advanced level. And look, it depends on your personality. A lot of people won't agree with me and that's fine. A lot of people will enjoy the chaos. They'll love the food. They might want to learn the language. They might know the language. So for those people, if you're one of them, by all means, go for it. But being realistic, if you're on the fence and you're just picking and choosing, or if you see Vietnam and you're tempted by its popularity, the popularity won't help you survive there. That's definitely what I'd say to you. And also note, there's no perfect country. It's all to do with what suits you. But yeah, but what I really want you to know is Cambodia is way better than everyone gives it credit for. And Vietnam is a little bit more difficult than what you would be led to believe. So yeah, that's it guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you're serious, you want to know everything that I know about every country in Southeast Asia, all the mistakes I made, stories, dating blunders, dating mistakes, everything is in the Move to Asia blueprint. Check it out below. Check out the Ultimate Asia ebook, that's below as well. A quick, more concise guide to give you the tips and also some funny stories at my expense. And also check out the free Move to Asia cheat sheet in the box below. And also check out the free Move to Asia cheat sheet in the box below. Quick overview of all the countries in Asia. See which one suits you. That's it guys. Yeah, I would definitely recommend cut through the hype. If you're not sure, give Cambodia a go. It's much better and much more developing than people think. And by all means, if you love Vietnam, don't let me stop you. Go enjoy it. It's also incredible. Just a little bit more difficult for me. So yeah, that's it guys. Let me see. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. I need all the help I can get here. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, the back is gone. All right. We did well.